Start. You talk of tarnishing the name of your Prime Minister. I am concerned about my country and its defense. Don't you think that whatever you purchase from the Western countries will not be known to Pakistan the next day? How are you going to defend your country? That is my point. Whatever sophisticated armaments you purchase from the NATO countries will be immediately known to the other countries which we do not want to know. I do not want to mention the names of the countries. I do not want to say that China is our enemy. I do not want to say that Pakistan is our enemy. I do not want to speak in that language. I do not think it is proper to speak like that. We must be aware of our security environment. That I agree. But considering China as our enemy, Pakistan as our enemy, is it politics? I ask you. I don't want to join this issue like that. What I am afraid is that if we go in for more and more purchases from the Western countries, that too from the multinational corporations operating in the NATO countries, that is a danger to the defense of our country. That is my contention. Para. There is a policy change in this. Whenever we speak about the foreign policy of a country, it has got closer relations with the defense policy of the same country. There is a contradiction appearing to me. Our foreign policy is a non aligned foreign policy. It is quite acceptable to our country, but our defense policy is going in a different direction, especially on the purchase of armaments. I accept it, but I have got my own doubts. After my speech, the Honorable Minister can reply. I will read out this portion since he has spoken like that. In the speech made in the Lok Sabha, the Honorable Minister for Defence has stated that so far as the total value of the contract is concerned, it was rupees 1000 crores, and this includes the guns, the towing vehicles, and ammunition. Para. I do not know why you have signed such an agreement with the Bofors company. What compulsions were there? I can understand your going in for guns, but you have gone in for purchase of ammunition. You have purchased fire control instruments, 5 years of spares and technical literature from that particular company. What does it mean? It means that you are depending more and more for so many items on Western countries, on multinationals in Western country, not only from government to government level, but from private companies and multinational corporations which are trying to destroy your country. You must understand that you are speaking against imperialism and all that and aligning with leftist forces, but you are shopping armaments from Western countries. That is why I say there is a change in the policy. I would have agreed to your doing so if they were very urgent. Para. Madam, I would request the honorable members to ponder over why we had to go in for manufacturing trucks in the defense sector. That is why our government has decided that we should have self reliance and we should have indigenization in the defense sector. The allocation, which was only rupees 1200 crores, has now been increased to rupees 1800 crores, and for research and development the allocation was rupees 400 crores, has now been raised to rupees 600 crores. That is why this government has decided that whatever is possibly to be done in the defense sector should be done there only, and that is why there are many ordnance factories. I can assure the House that I have gone through the report of the ministry, and I am convinced that during the last 1 year our ordnance factories and the defense public sector units have done excellent work. I would like to give some picture of the performance of our ordnance factories and our defense public sector units. Secondly, Pakistan has been given large massive aid. I do not want to have a war psychology at all. We have got so many public sector industries and many of them have the capacity to immediately switch over to other defense equipments. I have visited some factories and discussed with some officials. Suppose there is need at some moment, then we can immediately switch over. Will give a small example. In my hometown in Gujarat, there is the Loco workshop. During the Second World War, that factory was converted into an ordnance factory. They were able to produce armaments and ammunition. That is why I requested the Honorable Minister that should be done. If the infrastructure can be created by public sector undertakings, this can help the defense sector. It must be done in the mind of the Honorable Minister, and I am sure he must be going in that direction. Para. Now I will talk about ex-servicemen. There are 4 million ex-servicemen in this country. Madam, what have we done for them? I was surprised when I saw the figures. Even the reserved quota for ex-servicemen in our public sector undertakings has not been completed. In some cases, we have been able to do only 30%. So I would like that whatever quotas have been fixed in the public sector undertakings, 100% quota you fill. We would like him to take up this matter with the public sector industries and see that the ex-servicemen quota is completely filled. I was surprised that even in the case of the industries and the under the defense department in the public sector, out of 1 lakh and odd, the total employment is only 8,000 ex-servicemen. I would like to request the Honorable Minister to see that as far as industries under the defense department are concerned, wherever available, ex-servicemen must be given priority. and others should be taken afterwards.